Hello and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education. It's the comedy science podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to learn science from her... Hang on a minute, where is he? Not here, brother Ron! Hello, I'm Ron. Ron's not here for intros, outros this week. Mainly my fault. The one day I had this week where I could have recorded with him, he was busy like a busy bear and bee. And then he's got loads of free time, but I'm not there. I'm on the road. So probably right now, I'm on the train home. If you listen to this like early doors, like a true fab rat, then I'm on the train home from Nottingham from 3 nights of tour. Sorry, there's a tiny burp there. Did you hear it? I just edited out another one. So, we finally get the physics results this week. You had a bit of a break from old exam world with the Halloween special last week, which we hope you enjoyed. And patrons will have just got the Guy Fawkes episode ready in time for fireworks night. So if you fancy hearing Laura and Ron, that's me and him, talking about Guy Fawkes and his life and then the gunpowder plot in a little more detail, then hop onto the Patreon. It's only £3 a month, and for that you get 2 bonus episodes every month on Fridays. So it's like, oh, this end of the week, there's not normally an episode. Bam! Get a special one. We'll also be releasing the live Cheerful Earful episode onto the Patreon very, very, very soon. And we're nearly in Christmas season, guys. I'm recording this on the 1st of November. That's 1 month until Advent. What? If I'm a bit spicy right now, it's because I just did an hour's radio interview. So I'm very warmed up. I've been in chatty social mode. I've got to go back downstairs in a minute, though, and retake care of child of the podcast and nephew of the podcast, who is here, along with younger sister of the podcast. Oh, yeah, next week we're recording our false crime episode, where younger sister of the podcast is going to be telling us 2 true crimes and a false crime, and Ron and I are going to have to try and dissect which crime is true and which is false. So become a patron for that, if nothing else. Anyway, we're going to get into physics results now, so go see how I did, and I will be back afterwards. Okay, Ron, physics. So, it's just occurred to me. So we do this one, and then... So is the next episode biology higher tier?
Yep.
That's come round a bit faster than I guess because I was thinking about the releasing of them. It hadn't occurred to me that the recording of it would be sooner.
But we are going to do biology higher tier, biology marks, I think, right? Next, so it will be less of a relentless exam slog.
I liked the relentless exam slog fog.
I'm currently editing physics. Started it last night. No, you didn't.
Fair. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just liked hanging out for a week.
Yeah, I mean, we really did ruin that week hanging out.
Yeah. The despair afterwards.
Yeah,
was tangible.
And like I have quite a high social battery, but like I think this is how like introverts must feel after like a birthday party or something, because I couldn't talk to you, I couldn't really engage with anything. I had to just sit on the sofa and double screen after these.
Yeah.
Do you know what I realised today when I was marking this physics though? On the first page it says that you're supposed to spend an hour 45 on each of these. So I think we were pretty fucking spot on with that. And considering that we were larking about being legends for a lot of it, not too shabs.
Yeah. But as you point out, periodically, we are 20 years older than we're supposed to be.
Well, some of us are.
Yeah. Oh... I don't want to do this. The last 2 have gone so surprisingly well, and I reckon with this one, I've probably got about 50.
That's your guess?
That's my guess right now.
Should we get into it?
Yes.
Okay, so what's fun about this is I did start editing this last night, so some of them I can really vividly remember how you... Not only I've got your answers written down, I can vividly remember how you said them. So we start off talking about circuits, Laura. What is component P in the recording you spent ages describing it to people. But you get it right. It is a switch. It looks like an open
Do you
gate
reckon
from
anybody
above.
is listening to this episode along with the exam? Like with two devices and pausing. Oh, that's a question. Okay, into the results.
I don't know. I always my thought when we first devised this podcast over 2 years ago, I thought that when we did the quiz, people would answer as well, and I thought it would be a thing where they'd share their scores and be like, "Oh, Laura got 9 out of 10 on the quiz. I got 10 out of 10. I got this one." But
I think they've gone with more esoteric games, though. Maybe that's something now that we're professional podcasters. Hashtag. I put the banjo clip out today, by the way.
Fucking banjo.
Fucking banjo. It's not even a banjo. It's a ukulele. Anyway, maybe when we do AS level, we should make that one of the games that we ask, and then whoever gets in touch with the highest result gets a shout out.
Love that.
Shout outs are big with professional podcasters.
Yeah, maybe with our professional podcasting, instead of you answering and then me going yes or no, I write it down a lot like we do this, and then I reveal all of your answers at the end of the quiz.
Or in the next episode. Yeah. And we start having 4 recordings per episode.
I love it.
Just make the inception of podcasts.
Anyway, right. 'Twas a switch. Then you correctly... well, no...
And that was impressive, that one, because we hadn't even ever studied that.
We brushed through it, yeah.
Exactly. We didn't study it, we brushed it.
Now...
Look at my pretty nails, Ron.
They're fleshy pink.
Pink and
They
shiny.
look like Minecraft ham.
Yeah, they do, actually.
Anyway, then...
We've got this new nail varnish where you just dip your fingers in powder. And then it goes hard.
So you had to complete...
That's my nails tapping together.
You had to complete 2 sentences. The amateur...
That's more than you've completed in the last 4 minutes of this podcast.
Fucking hell. The ammeter in the circuit measures current. Ding! The voltmeter in the circuit measures charge, you said. Boo. No. Very, very wrong. Volts is the unit of potential difference. Voltage.
So...
The answer was potential difference.
Oh.
Not...
That doesn't sound like it's a thing you can measure. 2-word things can't be descriptors.
What?
Okay? Like current, voltage, ampage. You can't have potential difference. That's 2 words. It needs to be a single word.
Voltage.
But that feels like a tricko because it said the voltmeter. So it feels
Voltage
wrong to
wasn't
say
one of the
voltage.
answers that you could have chosen from.
Oh.
But voltage is...
What did I say?
You said charge.
Oh. Well, why is it a 9-volt battery then?
Because the potential difference is 9 volts.
See, potential difference is not words that come up in everyday life. So
No,
they've just...
voltage is what you say in most of your life.
So why wasn't voltage an option?
Because then it would have been too easy. The voltmeter in the circuit measures voltage.
Well, this is the earliest I've dropped a mark.
Yes, it is. Then you had to... Strap in.
Oh, no. Was 50 ambitious?
Then we had to complete a table. You said that as the increasing resistance of the variable resistor increases, the current in the circuit decreases. Ding, that is true. You then said that the potential difference across the lamp stays the same. That decreases as well. We've lost another mark early doors. But the total resistance of the circuit, you said increases, and it does.
Yes.
So 2 out of 3 on that one. Then we had to calculate the current in the lamp, which you did using the formula that's in the question. 2 marks there. Laura picked up 0.25 amps. Absolutely correct. Then, in the next question, you absolutely fuck it in the turd.
Oh.
Because, so what you've done, so the question is, when the current in the filament lamp is 0.12 amps, the potential difference across the lamp is 6 volts. Calculate the resistance of the filament lamp. Now, for some reason, what you've done is you've taken the amps that you've calculated in the question before, 0.25, and used those instead of the given figure of 0.12. So you divide 6 by 0.25 to give yourself 24, which neither calculation nor number was correct. So 0 out of 2 there on that one.
Shit.
Then
I wonder why I did that. That wouldn't have happened on day 1 of exam season.
no.
That's a day 3 exam brain fog. That is.
Then you had to link graphs of current versus potential difference for 3 different components. One of which, some of these made it into the potential episode titles for this, including A Real Wiggly Worm and Whoop the Tail's Alive, which both made me laugh when I was editing this. But so it was diode, filament lamp, and a resistor. So the diode you have connected to what I think is the Real Wiggly Worm. That is not correct. The diode you should have connected to the Whoop the Tail's Alive down there at the bottom. Then you connected filament lamp to... You connected it to just the straight line going across.
Oh my god.
That one is wrong as well. And then the resistor you connected to the Whoop the Tail's Alive, which, as we already know, is the diode. It should have been the one that you actually gave to Filament Lab, so it's 0 for 3 on the old graph choosing.
Shit.
Now,
Before we do AS level, can we do some before we do higher? I think we need to brush up on some stuff.
okay, but I need you to come to me with what you want to brush up on.
Physics.
Then, Laura...
Because if I just do this but harder, it's just going to be so horrible, isn't it, Ron?
Now, have you got the paper open?
No, I don't think you sent it to me.
I mean, I have done in the past, but I'll send it again. Because I do think...
Yeah.
I think this will be
Wait,
better
back
if you
up
can
on the-
see what we're going through. There you go.
Oh, this was the zeroing error question. The ammeter.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what type of error that is, Laura?
It's a zero error, Ron, because it should be showing 0 and it isn't.
Which is what you put. We had a fight about it.
Yeah.
But that is correct. Well done. 7 out of 13 for question 1 there, Laura.
Okay, so just about my 50 that I wanted. Okay.
And then we move on to talking about particles. Never been a strongy for our Laura.
Oh, come on. I'm not bad at particles.
What's an isotope?
Is a particle with a different number of neutrons.
Yeah, why do you get that now and not in 2 years of podcasting?
Well, that is the accumulation of 2 years of podcasting.
Well, okay, recently you've got an okay at particles.
Thank you,
But
Ron. That's very kind.
I will not cede that you have a track record. Off to a strong start in this question, though. Which particle in the atom was discovered first? You said electron, and absolutely that is correct. Then we talk about our good friend Rutherford and his silky gold foil shooting the alpha particles at it.
I think I did well here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely. This felt good at the time.
Surely. And then you were asked to calculate the radius of a gold nucleus in femtometers.
Which you'd never taught me.
What a femtometer is?
Yeah.
Not part of the syllabus. Doesn't matter. You're given the units in femtometers, so shut your fucking trap. You correctly calculated 7.14 femtometers, Laura. Another 2 marks for ye.
Yes.
We then moved on to just a couple of multi-choices about particles. What are the charges on an alpha particle and gold particle? Gold nucleus, you correctly identified they're both positively charged. Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Which statement describes the force between an alpha particle and gold nucleus? A force of repulsion.
Repulsion.
Opposites
Yes.
attract.
I think that one took me a while. I remember that one taking me a while.
Haven't got round to this bit yet. Then...
I went back and looked at the picture and it was bending away and I said repulsion.
Yes, that's true, because you had to go back and look at it because of question 2.5, which asks which one of the particles experiences the largest force from the gold nucleus, which you said A, which is the one that's getting completely reversed.
Yeah, it's got major ick.
Now, then you had to choose which model of...
So hang on a minute. Just you saying there, oh, you suck dick on particles. Was that not 100% there?
Then you had to choose the list of different models of an atom in alphabetical order. You chose...
Alphabetical order?
No, sorry, that's what they're in the table.
Oh,
you had to choose
right, yeah.
which one was developed first.
Well, this was just guessing. This was pulling ideas out of a butthole.
Yeah, you said plum pudding. It's not. It's tiny spheres that can't be divided. Do you remember Democritus or whatever it was, the old Greek lad, and he thought he could snap a stick infinitely until it became a particle that you couldn't evolve. That was some time, I think, before humans had even discovered plums.
I don't think it was, Ron. I think plums were like really early food.
When did humans first eat a plum? Okay. It's always the Chinese. They've been eating plums for 12,000 years. All right, I'll give you that.
Chinese people love plums. Oh no, that's Japan. I was going to say she ate plums in butter the other day. I'm so bored of that book, Ron. Every time I put my headphones in, I'm like, God, I should be listening to this fucking book and I don't want to.
Yeah, I regret starting this book club so much.
Yeah, you didn't even read the good book we did.
We haven't done a good book yet.
Meg read it. Meg liked it.
Yeah, but Meg's not got a lot on. Then you were asked...
She's going to be mad at you for that one.
Then you asked which model in Table 1 was developed last. You said Bohr. This was correct. Laura, you got 7 out of 8 for that. Now...
Come on then, telling me that I'm not the queen of particles.
Let yourself have a fucking redemption arc. That's why I was saying that, to set you up for a rousing victory on it. Because, Laura, it's not one of your strongest subjects, but you've done really well for the exam. Well done.
But I think it is one of my strongest subjects in physics.
I'm telling you it's not.
What's my strongest physics subject then? Because it wasn't circuits.
I don't think you missed the lesson. I think your attendance was very good.
Miss Congeniality.
Okay, so that was question 2, Laura. 7 out of 8. Well done.
All right, now I can really drop a few elsewhere because I'm picking them up there.
Water break. I'm going to leave a gap now so we can edit this out because we're professional podcasters now.
Oh, I didn't bring water up and I'm really thirsty.
Yikes! I ate a salty lunch because I'm treating myself because I'm annoyed about this job thing.
I ate a salty lunch too because I like salty lunches.
I made myself a...
You know, we were talking about how non-stick is bad, Ron.
Yeah.
I accidentally ate loads of non-stick today.
That's not good for you.
No.
Now...
It was stuck to my breath.
That's a forgivable thing, but I'm going to ask you this question and I want you to answer it honestly. Did you stop eating after you realised that it was on there?
Yes, I cut the crusts off after that.
Good. I made myself a chicken Caesar sandwich. Parmesan, bacon, anchovies, and chicken with mayo and lettuce.
Wow.
And
That is a bougie fucking sandwich.
I'm grumpy.
Yeah. You're allowed to eat when you're grumpy and when you're happy.
Yeah. You're allowed to eat. Luckily, my friend is moving back to Bristol that I go to the gym with, so I can exercise again soon.
Yay.
Yay.
What, Hertfordshire?
Gentle boy, he's
Herefordshire.
coming back.
Gentle boy's returning. Is he having your room in your current house?
Yeah,
Oh, gentle boy.
It's all worked
Did
out.
he change jobs?
soon he will, yes.
Oh, gentle
Still in the
boy.
charity sector because the gentle boy is gentle to the world.
He loves
The world.
gentling.
He's so nice. What a lovely boy.
He's so gentle.
Yeah.
Paul.
And he's single, ladies. Right
Yeah.
in.
If you'd like to date the gentle boy, send us a postcard.
Yeah. Include a passport photo so that we can run it by him.
Doesn't have to be of you.
Yep. But tell you what, include a passport photo of the most interesting person you know.
Yeah. Send your stamped addressed envelope to the gentle boy at Ron's old room, Ron's house that he moved into without telling Laura, Bristol.
But I've told you about the new one and I invited you there.
Yes. And we're coming
Great.
for 3 days. I'm bringing the dog.
Okay, I've got an outside area, but you have to pick up the shit.
Okay, I'll do Mackie's, you do Child of the Podcast.
Deal. Okay, then we move on to isotopes, Laura. Not your strongest subject. The nucleus of a carbon-12 atom and the nucleus of carbon-4 atom have the same number of...
Protons.
You said neutrons, though. Protons define the element. That's absolutely right. It's not what you said, and it's not what I've got written down. The nucleus of a carbon...
Maybe you spelt it wrong.
I didn't. The nucleus of a carbon-12 atom and the nucleus of a carbon-14 atom have different numbers of...
Neutrons.
You said protons, so zeros for that one. You then correctly identified that the half-life is the time taken for half the nuclei in a sample to decay.
I remember that.
Yeah, good mark there. Then you had to identify which isotope was the least stable from the given half-lives. You went for the lowest half-life, carbon-18. That was absolutely correct as well.
Yes.
Then it was another one of these matchy-matchy, boxy-boxy, only one line, please, questions that you get quite a lot in these exams, where you matched up a radioactive contamination to accidental transfer of plutonium onto a human body and nuclear irradiation to exposure to a beam of gamma rays. This was all about things you have to be careful of when you work in a nuclear power station. Both of those are correct.
Yes, good. Okay. I was picturing Homer Simpson.
Yeah, everyone is.
I never liked that bit in the opening credits. You know where the radioactive stick he's holding? He throws it up and it just gets wedged in a little corner of his coat on the back.
Yeah.
And I just thought that doesn't look right. It wouldn't get stuck like that.
But then he does then throw it off screen and then it appears on a road where Bart absorbs it into his skateboard.
Yeah. I used to really struggle with cartoons as a child. I didn't really understand the idea of them being able to break the rules. I just found it annoying when they did things that couldn't be done.
And then you went back to playing with your post office, didn't you?
I did. Cool.
Too much whimsy for Laura. Better go put on the grey pantsuit and go work at the bank. Anywho.
Oh, filling out forms.
Then you were asked why they had to walk across a sticky floor in the nuclear power station, and it was to remove dust from their shoes.
Dust.
Dust is
Fine
everywhere.
particles.
Great. Next one. Then you calculated the daily dose of the number of days. Wait.
It was the number of days, who's getting more radiation, an aeroplane pilot or a nuclear power station worker.
Yeah.
And you had to calculate How many days you'd have to work in a power station to get as much radiation as a pilot.
Yes, and it was 144, which you correctly calculated.
Yes.
Then you had to...
This is not as bad as I thought. What a rocky start with the circuits, but actually quite rude of them to put that as the first one.
I honestly, I started marking this, and after the first question, I was a bit like, I don't know if I want to record this episode while I'm in a bad mood. I think that might damage me delivering this bad news to Laura, who's done pretty well, actually, on the other ones. But you have, so far, pulled it back
a little
around.
bit so far.
Yeah.
I think at the moment we're sitting still at about 75-ish.
You then identified that nuclear fission, the fuel for that is uranium, and nuclear fusion, the fuel for that is hydrogen, which again, I'm not sure we explicitly covered that, so that was good inference from you as well, Laura. 9 out of 11 for question 3.
Happy, mate. Happy. Very happy.
Then we had to...
Oh, renewable energy.
Yeah, renewable
now.
energy in question 4. Then we had to work out what percentage of electricity is generated using hydroelectric power. You correctly added up all the other ones and took it away from 100 to get 5% for 2 marks.
Simple maths, my favourite type of question.
Then we had to work out the mass of water that passes through the hydroelectric generator every day. You said 3675 and then 5 zeros. What's that? That's 367,500,000. You could have given that answer in the form you gave it in or in standard form. Either way, you'd have got the 2 marks that you did.
Yes.
Well done, Laura, indeed. Question number 3. I just wrote down 1 mark, so we'll assume you got that perfectly right. Question number 4. I just wrote down 3 marks. So
Oh, this was all about energy for a village.
yeah,
You'd really given up by this point, hadn't you, Ron?
there's some
Was this trifle gate?
yeah.
Is this when you were digesting the trifle?
I haven't actually gotten to the trifle yet in my editing.
You haven't digested the trifle yet?
God, that was bleak. Made me feel really bad about myself and the podcast.
Yeah, let's never eat trifle again.
We're never eating again.
Trifle is banned. Trifle is banned. No, but I mean off podcast as well.
Oh, yes. Although maybe as part of the eggathon, egg trifle.
Ugh.
Like layers of sort of egg mayo, scrambled egg.
Yes, let's make a meringue.
Yeah, I was going to say meringue.
Meringue
yeah.
on the bottom, then egg mayo, scrambled egg,
A fried egg, an omelette
over the top.
Yeah, fried egg.
And then poached cheese round the edge, like little icing.
And then some boiled boys.
Ugh, horrible. Eggathon's coming around horribly quickly.
It comes around quicker every year.
It does.
Our best
How
tradition.
does Christmas only ever seem to happen once, but the eggathon is always looming?
Because eggs are repetitive.
Yeah.
Anywho, then we move on to a graph, and graphs have been a strong point for you, Laura, over the course of your exams, and they remain being. You're quite good at interpreting them. So you were asked to explain why the power output of the hydroelectric hydroelectric plant was varied.
Varied.
Yeah, and you correctly identified it's because there's going to be less rain in the summer, so less output in the summer.
I feel like it's not really a strength of mine to be able to read graphs well. I just think graphs are very well designed.
Yeah, but
Graphs are a great invention. Who invented graphs?
different people invented different types of graph.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Really good, guys.
Yeah, but I do think it's something that you're good at. Not everyone's good at that.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 5. Moving on to experiments, which hasn't been a strong point for you,
No,
Laura.
it's been bad.
Yeah, but you do all right on this one, actually. So you were asked why they were using a funnel, you said, for safety funnel. You were asked why they did not insulate bottle A. You correctly identified bottle A was the control. Sorry, I should say that the experiment is about hot water cooling down in bottles.
Yeah.
Basically. Then you were asked what equipment the student could use to measure time. Now, I think you've just gotten better at exams, but yeah, you correctly say stopwatch.
Yeah, but how is that me getting better at exams? That's the stupidest question we've had so far.
Yeah, but you were asked in like previous ones like how they could measure things, and I think you said a balloon with a clown's face on it. so like it's.
I didn't know what a barrette was, though. So a balloon with a clown's face was the best I had.
But it's not inconceivable that you might have answered this question previously by saying a candle or like a sand timer.
What was a sand timer an okay answer?
No. You could have. You were allowed clock, stop clock, or stopwatch.
Okay.
You weren't even allowed. It was ignore timer.
Oh.
Yeah. Then, Laura, table 4 shows the results.
Mm-hmm.
You were then asked to explain 2 ways that the student could explain it could improve the investigation.
There's a big paragraph of blank paper here. He's about to read a sentence back to me that I won't want to hear.
The student has used different amounts of water, which affects the temperature change rate because of surface area and volume. So I would use the same amount in all the bottles. Also, different starting temperatures for the waters, which would affect the rate of cooling because cooling isn't linear. I've given you 4 marks.
Yes!
Because you've supplied multiple bits of information and they're logically linked, which is good. And also, like, I think this is why I think you're getting better at exams, because you've explained the bits that it might not feel like you need to there to answer the question.
I can feel my halo, halo, halo. I can feel my halo, halo, halo. Just feeling really cool about myself right now.
The student then plots the information on a line graph. The student should not have plotted a line graph.
Fucking line graph.
You suggested that they use a bar chart instead, and you got a mark for that.
Great.
The reason you gave was the line graph is used to show a journey on increase-decrease stasis, whereas a bar chart more clearly indicates volume in different categories of results. I was not able to give you the mark for that.
Ah, that's pretty coherent.
It's coherent, but it doesn't really answer the question.
Doesn't it?
Well, it's more about the different types of insulation not being like
connected to each other.
Well, they're not numbers; they're discrete categories.
Okay.
Yeah, they're different types of things, which is why a bar chart would have been better.
Okay.
Then.
Oh yes, a student doing a bungee jump.
Why? So 8 out of 9 for question 5, Laura.
Yeah. Fucking smashing it.
Then, a student doing a bungee jump. Why does it have to be a student? Students don't bungee jump. That's not a thing.
I think they do on their gap years. Are they students on their gap year?
No.
Depends if you're doing a gap year. Is a gap in your studying?
Yeah, it depends if you're doing a gap year or a gap year.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got a lovely little figure of someone doing a bungee jump, and it looks basically exactly how you'd expect, except maybe with a more minimalist bridge than I would have drawn.
Yeah, it's a suspension bridge by the looks of it. It looks more just a plank.
Yeah, what's that being suspended by?
I don't know.
Do you know what a suspension bridge is?
Yeah, suspended over a river.
You don't know what a suspension bridge is, do you?
I watched a video the other day of somebody who was going to jump off a bridge, and then John Bon Jovi walked past and persuaded them not to.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, John.
I've got really into cow hoof videos, Ron.
It feels like you've been scrolling Facebook.
I have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where my cow hoof videos are.
I don't know what you mean by cow who.
Cow hooves.
Yeah, what about them?
Nate the hoof guy, and he's like a travelling vet that sorts out cows' hooves. And you just watch him sort out cow hooves.
Oh, like...
Scrapes them all down, finds problems in them, medicates them. It's great.
I've seen that be done for horses. It always gives me the willies a bit.
I like it.
Anyway, we had to complete a table about what the energy changes. Not a strong... Traditionally a strong subject for you, Laura.
I think you're saying that too much, to be honest.
The student's gravitational energy, potential energy, you said, stays the same. No, it doesn't, because he's falling down. So he's losing potential energy as he falls. So that was wrong. The student's kinetic energy, you said, is more. That's correct, because he's moving as he falls. The bungee cord's elastic potential energy, you said more. That is correct. The potential energy of the student is being transferred into that elastic potential energy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Then you had to calculate how much elastic potential energy with the extension of the bungee cord. You correctly identified that was 24,500 joules.
Joules. Joules is the nicest measuring word, isn't it? A joule.
What about a
Like if you had to be a unit of something, what would you be?
pressure?
Newton.
A Pascal.
That's force. Oh, yeah, that's quite cool.
What are they?
Pedro the Pascal.
Are there any other nice ones? Coulomb.
That's a bit pretentious, isn't it? I fed Child of the Podcast quinoa this week.
Oh.
She's a real bougie fiend now. Yesterday, I realised how right me and Tom were for each other, right? Because I made... Is it enchiladas where you do wraps?
Wasn't
and
it
then
your
pour sauce
10-year
over them?
anniversary last month?
Yeah. But, listen... You know, what's the one where you, like, wrap up and fajitas and then pour sauce over them and bake them with cheese on? Is that enchiladas?
That's an enchilada, yeah.
Yeah, so we had them in a dish, right? And I was thinking the whole time, this is like Mexican lasagna. And then Tom went, this is like lasagna. And I was like, God damn it, I love that boy.
That makes sense. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Well done. Anyway, bungee cord C will have a smaller extension than A or B for any jumper. Give the reason why. You said because... Oh. Yeah, you said because the maximum extension before it snaps is 12 metres. I don't think I've marked that right. Yes, that was wrong.
Adjudicator.
Then you were asked which bungee cord would be the safest to use for a person with a large weight. You said bungee cord A, and that was correct because the spring constant. No, but yeah, hang on. Oh, then you get.
What's happening?
You.
Am I getting more right than you think?
No, you got that one wrong as well, actually.
Balls.
You said because the spring constant across the extensions gives the highest yield. But what does that mean? So 5 out of 8 on that one, Laura.
I like the word yield. Okay, it's still over 50 though.
Yeah. Question 7.
That was Ron's first go at coughing by the sounds of it.
Question 7. We've got a figure showing a gas in a tube with a pressure gauge and a pump.
I feel like this one probably didn't go well.
Complete the sentence. Particles in a gas move in random directions, you said. Correct. Complete the sentence.
Chaos theory.
Particles in a gas move with a constant speed. Again, correct.
Yes.
Oh, I've marked that one wrong as well, actually. No, a range of speeds. Shit.
Oh.
So I've not marked this very well. I was doing it while I was on the phone.
What? You weren't paying full attention to our podcast? I fail to believe it, Ron. Were you also editing an episode while you were on the phone and marking this?
Shut up in your face.
On a train?
Then you had to plot a graph, so we generously give you all marks for plotting a graph.
Yeah.
But you had to then calculate what the gas constant for this one is. Oh, yawn now, not a cough.
It's because you're thirsty, Ron. Have some water.
Edit break.
The sound effect I'm going to use for this bit is the sound of somebody drinking loudly. You've left your bottle of water here again, by the way.
I left it in Tom's car, and I asked him to bring it when I met him for a pint, and he did not. But if you could bring it when you come and see me, that would be great.
Okay.
You correctly calculated that the gas constant was 3,000 kilopascals per centimetre cubed.
I'm a killer. Pascal.
That didn't work. That doesn't scan.
I liked it.
How does Pascal and Queen?
It's the killer bit that's the same, Ron. The Pascal bit is the bit that I changed.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Satire.
Doesn't work. Doesn't scan. Anyway, then you completed another table. Mean time between the. How does increasing the volume affect each of the following quantities? Mean time between collisions of particles in the tube. Increase, correct. Mean distance between the particles. Increase, correct. Mean speed of the particles. The same. Correct. 9 out of 10, Laura.
Yes. And the wind blew to cheer me on.
We're on to question number 8.
Oh, I remember this. The transformer and the grid and power stations and stuff. I feel like this is going to eat dirt.
We've got a little power station going to transformer X to some transmission cables held up by pylons into another transformer to the consumers. Complete the sentences. Transformer X causes the potential difference to increase. That was correct. Transformer X causes the current to decrease. Also correct. 2 marks, Laura.
Yes.
2 marks. Then you had to use the physics equation sheet, and these questions are literally just a case of finding the same one, which of course you found. It is P equals I squared R. That links current, power, and resistance. So you got a mark there. Now, this is where my marking did fall down a bit. Because I've just written wrong in capital letters. You were supposed to calculate the resistance of the cable. Apparently,
Did I try?
I don't remember.
Maybe I didn't try.
But
I don't remember either, but I don't feel like I know how to do that.
But yeah, you got that wrong. Then you had to write down another equation that links them, the efficiency total energy input. Again, it was just finding the right equation. You again got that one right. And then, Laura, you had to calculate the useful energy output from this power station in gigajoules. Gigajoules,
I feel
that's
like
fun
from
to
your
say as
tone
well.
I'm going to have got this right.
You did. Another 3 marks for you, Laura, so 7 out of 10 on that one.
70. Unless I absolutely cack the bed on number 9, then I'm going to be well over 50.
Figure 12 shows the equipment a student used to determine the specific heat capacity of iron. So we've got a power supply hitting a joule meter, hitting a heater that's in an iron block with a thermometer stuck in it, and we've got a stop clock.
Yeah.
Before the power supply was switched on, the thermometer was used to measure the temperature block of the iron. The student left the thermometer in the iron block for a few minutes before recording the initial temperature. Suggest why. Used to make sure that the thermometer adjusted to the temperature of the iron block from the temperature of the air. 1 mark.
Yes.
We've then got a graph, which is a bit of a whoop the tail's alive situation.
Yeah.
You were asked to calculate the specific heat capacity of the iron. You chunked this.
Oh, did I?
I don't know.
Damn it, this is 4 marks.
Yeah, I didn't record your method. So I don't know how you chunked it, but you chunked it. You got 464. The answer was 500.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I got that.
Yes, you dropped 4 Z's there, unfortunately.
4 marks is a lot.
The student repeated the investigation but wrapped insulation around the iron block. What effect will adding insulation have on the investigation? You had to choose 2. You chose that the calculated specific heat capacity would be more accurate, and the iron block will transfer thermal energy to the surroundings at a lower rate. These were both correct, Laura.
Yes.
So 3 out of 7 on that.
God, there's so many questions in this one.
Well, we're on to the last one.
Okay. I thought 9 was going to be the end, but here we go.
We're on to the last one, and we're back on...
What did I get for 9? Sorry, say that again.
3 out of 7. We're back onto circuits. Traditionally not a strong subject for you.
You don't want to bookend a fucking exam with circuits.
What is meant by direct potential difference? You said voltage.
Did I?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, no, because what they're kind of asking about is the direct part of that. It's assumed knowledge that you know direct potential difference is voltage. No, it means the polarity of the potential difference doesn't change. Like alternating current, it swaps back and forth. So you didn't get that one. Then again, picking an equation that links energy, charge flow, and potential difference. You chose the right one. It's just matching it off the sheet. Well done. Calculate the charge flow through the 12-volt battery when the battery transfers 5,010 joules of energy. Laura, you got that right.
Yes, that's 3 marks. Okay.
3 lovely marks.
Okay. I only dropped 1 here so far.
Oh, hang on.
Next one, we're looking at melting ice on the windscreen. Calculate the specific latent heat of fusion of water. God.
And you got that one right as well, Laura.
Yes.
You got 334,000 joules per kilogram. Very, very good. Now as we often do...
No, now it's a big page of blank answer.
The question is, the electrical circuit was left switched on while the ice changed from a solid to a liquid and increased in temperature to 5 degrees. Explain the changes in the arrangement and movement of the particles as the ice melted and the temperature increased to 5 degrees. You said... When the water is in solid form, as ice, the particles have low energy and a rigid arrangement with little to no movement and strong bonds between one another. As the energy increases, the particles gain energy and their movement intensity and speed increases, causing the arrangement to be more erratic with much looser bonds between the particles, which is a liquid form.
6 marks. Well done, me.
I gave you
Parade
4 out
in
of
the
6.
street. Well, I'm happy with that. I think that's the best I've done on a righty-righty one.
Yeah, it was actually. You made points and they were linked. You just the language around it could have been better, basically.
I was tired, Ron.
Yeah, it was the end of a long, long week.
I'd watched you eat so much trifle.
Laura, you said you wanted 50.
Yeah.
What do you think you got after listening to that?
I think 65.
Laura, you got 76.
What? That's my best one?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I think you got much better at doing exams. I think this one had less of the righty-righty ones, which is where you really fall down.
So does that mean it was... Did I do worse in biology than any of the other 2?
Yep.
Wow.
You wouldn't have seen that coming, would you?
Nope.
Well, there we go, on to higher tier.
Wow. Okay, we need to recap circuits, practicals, particles.
But you get particles. You did really well in particles.
I did do really well, to be fair to me. 76. 70-fucking-6. I'm astonished.
Yeah, speechless. How did you do, listeners? Did you do this exam? How did you do in your actual GCSEs? Let us know.
How are you doing?
Are you all right? Are you all right?
Miss us.
The other people were talking to me about you. They were worried, so I just wanted to check in.
We're all worried about you, babe.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all worried. You're spending a lot of your time listening to bad podcasts.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
And the women over there said you were making them feel uncomfortable.
You need to stop wearing that fake tongue. It's upsetting everybody.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have a lie down.
All right.
I'll speak to you later. Who saw that coming? Like, none of us, right? Nobody thought I was going to do best on physics. Absolute scenes. I'm very proud of that, though, because, man, I hate the physics. But maybe it is just the most logical one. Maybe it makes the most sense. Horrible if true, but hey, that's where we are, I guess. Next week, we're going to have a little break from exams. We're going to do some exam prep. So Ron and I have looked at some help with exams, and we're going to dip into that. We're going to have a little look-see about what help I can get prior to starting the higher tier exams. And the higher tier exams will start the week after. We've only recorded one so far, and let me tell you, I couldn't have hated it more. I simply could not have hated it more, listeners. So keep subscribed for that. Leicester Festival tickets are also now on sale. We are in Leicester, I think it's the 9th of February. It is the 9th of February. Laura, you're so smart for dates. Thanks, me. Yes, the 9th of February is our Leicester Festival show this year. So do come down. It's at the Black Horse, same as it was last year. Ron has promised me it won't be a tricot this year. So I hope that there'll be lots of lovely faces there. The one at Cheerful Earful was fun as ever. And they have asked us to come back next year. So we know that is a fixture in the diary for 2025 as well. But for now, a little bit of a midwinter pickup when we go to Leicester. I don't think there is a register. Actually, I haven't checked if there's any new patrons this week. Let me open my emails and see. Have we got a new patron this week? No, we haven't. Oh, that's sad. You've let yourselves down, guys. But listen, we understand. There's no money, is there? Bloody Rachel Reeves. I don't really understand any of the budget stuff, but that's what all the papers are saying. I know I don't have any money, so I don't hold it against you if you don't either. Although I would have money if you gave me yours, but that seems like a pyramid scheme, doesn't it? So, no, it would only be a pyramid scheme if we were like, hey, become a patron and then make your own podcast and then collect your own patrons, and then that would be a pyramid scheme, wouldn't it? Anyway, listen, I love you very much and thank you for listening. I hope you like this podcast. I certainly do. And I know Ron does when he's here, but he's at work being a full-time businessman right now. So I guess it's for me to say, pencils down.